Hi guys, welcome to our Ember Pizza frying pan pizza tutorial. Today I'm going to take you through how to use our pizza kits to make a true Neapolitan style pizza without a wood oven. Now we've started selling pizza kits from the restaurant. You can phone up and order them just like a takeaway pizza. They come with 2 dough balls and enough sauce and cheese for the 2 pizzas, 2 full-size pizzas. They're fantastic if you've got your own wood-fired oven at home, but obviously we don't all have a wood oven at home. So I'm going to show you how to use a frying pan, a hob and a grill to make an authentic Neapolitan style pizza. I'll also talk about the science of why the frying pan and the grill work in the same way a wood oven does. So first of all, we'll have a look at the pizza kits. These are now available from the restaurant. You phone up and order them anytime you like. They come with 2 72-hour fermented sourdough bases, the San Marzano tomato sauce, Australian Fior di Latte cheese, and some local Barossa extra virgin olive oil, and some fresh basil. What you'll need is a heavy duty frying pan, which is best. If you don't, I will show you a slight variation with a thinner base frying pan, but if you have a thick base frying pan, that's best. You'll also need some flour and a spatula, preferably a plastic one so you don't damage your frying pan when you're getting the pizza out, a hob and the grill. Now I've already got my grill on, so you need that nice and hot at full temperature, and you need to preheat your frying pan. Now with the heavy base frying pan, we're going to preheat it early on. So let's get started. We're going to be looking at 2 types of pizzas today. One in the thicker base pan, we're going to hand stretch. The other one, we'll use a rolling pin. Now, true Neapolitan style pizzas are always hand stretched to protect and preserve the air bubbles in the pizza, and also help form the crust of the pizza, which is the foundations and the support for a thin base pizza. You can use a rolling pin and the results are going to be quite good, but the authentic style is to hand stretch. If you'd like more tips and information on hand stretching, I've put a link in the bottom of this video with more information and a tutorial about hand stretching. First of all, we're going to flour our work surface, and we're also going to take a small pinch of flour, just dust over the top of the dough ball so our hands don't stick to it. We'll take the dough ball out of the box, lay it here, and then we're going to stretch it. Now I've got the pan preheating here. It needs to get hot, but it doesn't need to be smoking hot. This is the thick base frying pan. It needs to be hot, but not smoking hot. If you think it's going to start smoking, just simply turn it down to low while we stretch out the pizza. So the hand stretching technique always involves forming the crust first, which is the foundation of the pizza. Because the pizza is so thin, it needs something to hold it together, and that's what the crust is. The crust also gives you a handle while you're eating it, and it looks fantastic as well. So we've stretched the pizza out. It's beautiful, just the right size. And we're just going to fold the pizza over the back of our hand and lay it into the hot pan. Just lay it in, and then just lift it up. Carefully, don't burn yourself. Lift it up, and we'll spread that pizza out. Now, that's in the pan, and it's already starting to cook. Now we can add our other ingredients. So we're going to start with the San Marzano pizza sauce. Now, as with all pizzas, less is more. So we only want to use a small amount of sauce and just spread it around. Like that. That's all you need. And then we're going to take a drizzle of the olive oil. We're going to pick several leaves and basil. And all this time the pizza is actually cooking from the base upwards. And that's exactly how a pizza oven works. A pizza oven cooks twofold. First of all, the pizza oven has a wood oven has a very thick base. Really, I mean, our pizza oven in the restaurant I think is over a foot deep of pure cement, concrete, solid base, and it takes days to get it hot, which is why we never let our pizza oven go out. And that's because it's very important that the pizza actually cooks from below, so the heat's coming from underneath. Otherwise there'd be too much heat from above and the top of the pizza would overcolour and the actual dough wouldn't cook. So the main thing is to have that heat from underneath, and that's what we're recreating here. A little bit slower, but very similar effect. We top our cheese, and you can start to see that the crust is actually already curling up. I mean, it's beautiful. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but the crust is puffing up like the pizza in the oven would. So again, less is more. That's enough cheese. And this takes a couple of minutes, but we just keep an eye underneath. And what we're waiting for is to see just some colour starting to form. Now you can see there is some light golden colour. What we actually want to see is a little bit of black. It's that blackening that indicates that the base is ready. It also gives us that flavour, that true Neapolitano style flavour. One of the things I always say to people is, if you can't see black spots on the base of your pizza, it's not an authentic Neapolitano style pizza. And we're recreating this in a frying pan, but that's what happens in the oven. Okay, so that's been a good 2 minutes now, and you can really start to see that the edge is bubbling up beautifully, but more importantly, that colour underneath has really started to take hold. That's fantastic. So at this stage, about 3 minutes into the cooking, we're going to just pop this into the grill now. So this grill's been on for a good while. It's at full temperature and it's on the highest shelf that it can go. We're just going to literally slide that in and we're going to leave it there. We're going to keep an eye on it, but it should take about 2.5 minutes tops. And it's going to colour, and the crust is going to bubble up more, because what's happening there is, over the 72-hour period where lots of little bubbles have slowly formed during the fermentation, they're now expanding rapidly during the high temperature cooking process, and the little bubbles around that crust are going to blacken up, they're going to look beautiful, and they're going to add to that wonderful flavour. Okay, let's have a look how that's going. That looks fantastic. I would have thought this came out of a wood oven myself. We'll just double check the underneath of the pizza. It's not taking on too much colour. You can actually just spin the pizza around a little bit just to make it cook more evenly. And we'll pop it back under and give it another 20-30 seconds. Now obviously this is the ingredients for a traditional margherita pizza. If you want to put some sausage on there, if you want to put some salami on there, your favourite ingredients, you just do it just after the cheese. Just top your favourite ingredients on and off you go. And get creative. You can make any type of pizza you want. Alright, look at that. Now using our plastic spatula, I'm just going to gently lift it up, slide it out. There we go. Absolutely fantastic. True Neapolitano style pizza with a frying pan. Now let's have a look what we do with a thin base frying pan. Slightly different. I've got my grill on full blast still, just the same, but this time I'm not actually going to ignite the flame until I'm more ready with the dough. So we have our flour over here. We're also going to look at using a rolling pin. We're going to dust the work surface once again. If you feel the dough sticky, take a small pinch and pinch it around. This isn't too bad, but we'll take the dough out here. Now, rolling pin ready, okay? This is when I'm going to light this hob now, because this is thin. We want to get it warm, but we don't want to overheat it. If we overheat it, it's going to burn the base of the pizza too quickly because it's very thin. So we only light it when we're at the rolling stage. So we roll our pizza dough out to the shape and size of the frying pan. Then we can actually use the rolling pin to pick up the dough. Layer it into the pan. careful you don't burn your fingers again. Once the pizza's in there, same as before, top it, starting with the tomato. This is San Manzano tomatoes from Italy. They are produced specifically for Neapolitana style pizzas, and they have just the right balance of sugar and acidity. Then we use a little bit of the Fior di Latte cheese. This comes from a wonderful producer in Australia, made to the authentic Neapolitana style. And remember, less is more. It's very tempting to put more ingredients onto the pizza because you think you're going to get more out of it, but it's actually quite the opposite. Less is more. This is the stage I'd now top it with other ingredients like pepperoni or salami or mushrooms, but I would only use a very small amount, just to scatter it. Never pile your pizza up because it will stop the dough from cooking, and you'll end up with a soggy and unpleasant pizza. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil and some basil. Now, that'll take about 2 to 3 minutes, but the whole time we're going to keep an eye on the base, because remember, this is a thinner base frying pan, so there is a potential it will catch and burn more easily. So all we're looking is for the same black spots or very dark brown spots to start forming, and then it goes into the grill. Okay, if we look at the pizza, it's now been about 1.5 minutes. You can really see some colour trying to take form there. Now, as a precautionary method, we're not going to carry on colouring it any further. If you can see that should be enough colour. We're going to go into the grill now, because the thinner base frying pan will over-colour the pizza very rapidly. So we'll finish all the cooking under the grill, and that should take another 2 to 3 minutes. Okay guys, that's been about 2.5 minutes now. I've been keeping my eye on it the whole time, and it's really looking good. You can see it's just taking on a nice golden colour around the crust here. Obviously not the same puffy crust as the hand stretched, but flavour wise just as good. So let's have a look, shall we? Alright, there you have it. A frying pan pizza. One hand stretched and one with a rolling pin, but both have recreated the same effects as a wood oven, where the pizza cooks from the bottom and the top. As you can see, using a heavy duty frying pan and hand stretching does get a much better result than using a rolling pin in a thin frying pan. However, do they taste any different? Let's have a look. Fantastic. Lovely and thin, puffy crust. Tastes like it just came from the restaurant. And the rolling pin, beautiful. Not much of a crust, but the flavour is exquisite. It's absolutely delicious. So there we go guys. That's how to make a true Neapolitan style pizza with an Ember Pizza kit and a frying pan in your own home. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like more information on hand stretching pizzas, click the link below where you'll see a video of me doing a hand stretch tutorial. Thank you. See you guys.